Welcome back to Tiger Hanger. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the weekly news in review for March 22nd. It's already March 22nd? Well, this has been a long week, a fun week, and I'm spending a lot of time with the family because kids are on spring break. Looks like they're going to have a very extended spring break, and my wife's on, I guess, an adult summer vacation, so there's that. But then I didn't have a good answer for my wife's question. How does this affect your daily routine? I better not answer that. Let's get right into the news. First thing I want to talk about is I've come across some pictures that I guess maybe they're digibashes or maybe they're official color pictures, color renders, who knows, but this is the FT26 Chomp, and this is what it's going to look like all colored up and looking good. And in the beginning, when they first came out with the Lupus and all of that, I wasn't really into these bots, these headmasters themselves. Now I'm kind of excited and looking forward to it, and kind of wish I could have gotten a shot at the Lupus again, but hey, I missed out on that one. But this guy does look pretty good, so I'm excited for him. Also, there are color shots of Outrider, and of course it's probably a digibash, but it's so good. This is a great digibash. This looks really good, and I first saw this and I thought, yeah, that's the X-Transbots one. That looked a little closer. I was like, wait, no, it's not. But they do look so similar, don't they? So over this past week, ShowZ came out and said we are lowering our price on our Studio 01 version of Unicron, Zeta's Unicron. They lowered it down to like $250. I think it was like $250 or something. I don't know, because once you place a pre-order and get your double down on your pre-order discount and all that, it starts getting confusing in the end when you see just a low price at the bottom that you owe. So I think it's like $243 after your pre-order. It got doubled down on it. But anyway, this thing sold out. Like, they did that just 2 or 3 days ago. I don't know exactly when. And I go to check it to tell you guys, hey, go pre-order it. And it is sold out. Now, the thing is with ShowZ, you need to get your pre-orders in right away. They have become so popular, so in demand, that yes, you got to get those pre-orders in. The other question is, are they shipping? Yes, they're shipping. Officially reported from China, there was only one case of the beer flu that is going on. So, and then after that, there were no new cases reported. So they're getting close to normal. They're not 100% normal, but they are shipping. So whatever's in stock, it shows he's getting shipped. Whenever they finally start getting some new stuff in, it's all going to be going out the door. So we got some pictures of the end result of one of these. I think there was supposed to be some Nike shoes or something to go with this Optimus Prime, but it's called the Duck Camo version. I don't know, MP10. I'm not sure who's buying this stuff. I'm not sure who's still getting excited about a repaint of the 2012 MP10 mold, but hey, it's still kind of cool. I mean, I appreciate it for what it is. But I never was the one that wanted 15 different Optimus Primes of the same mold. I actually am guilty of having a handful of different Optimus Primes, but they're all different molds, and they still look like Optimus Prime. I do have a white one that's supposed to be quote-unquote Ultra Magnus. But anyway, getting into it, here's another picture outside, just chilling under a tree, blending in with the camouflage, which I think is the most creative picture for this figure. So we have some TFcon exclusives that are up for pre-order, and if you pre-order this Ravage, get in on it, because this Ravage is, well, I mean, if you like the color scheme, $60. The other Ravage is $80. I did not like that the Toon version of the MMC Ravage is $80 instead of $60. This guy's the normal price, the exclusive. A lot of people are trying to say that there are an excessive amount of these because they expect to sell so many at the convention, and that didn't sell, so now they're having to redirect to the online sellers and the third-party distributors. So here we are with an excess or a glut on the market I don't know how many thousands they sell at TFcon, and now they got to sell them just through the mail, which I think is a lot slower. I mean, people just buy this stuff up at the convention. So anyway, get it while you can, though, if it's something you want. And of course, you can get that Protoform RC that kind of looks like the prototype RC. You know, the one they designed for G1 but never made. So speaking of TFcon exclusives, I'm going to go ahead and jump into this real fast. The TFcon third-party panel will end up having some sort of a video coming out Sunday. So today, sometime in the afternoon, I guess, by Chosen Prime. So they're going to do what they normally do, except they're just going to do it in a video form, sort of like this, sort of like I do. One thing I'm going to tell you is as soon as I find out about this, I'm going to watch it, maybe watch it twice, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, and I'm going to make my own video as long as I can get a hold of some pictures for it. But anyway, long story short is I will have my thoughts on this as soon as they have it up, and I expect a handful of surprises, 5 or 6 things we have not seen yet at all from this third-party panel. So check it out, then come check mine out talking about it. So we have this Beast Wars Burning Convoy box art, and it just looks exactly like I would expect. Looks a whole lot like the original Optimus, or whatever they call the Optimus Prime in Beast Wars. And I think they ask if it's sticky or not. It's red. Okay. So we also have the back of the box, and it just looks very like we expect. Oh, by the way, if you're into these collector pins, it comes with the collector's pin. And for some reason, I don't think I have any of these collector's pins. I get all mine as the US release, the cheapest way I can get it, and have yet to got a collector pin. So next up we have this New Age black and, well, they say it's black and gold. It's more like a gray and gold look of their Seeker mold, which is a great Seeker mold, by the way. It's the HD13D Hodor. But anyway, whatever it's called, however you pronounce that, it looks pretty cool. It looks like it's got some transparent pieces to it and parts to it. Here it is in its alt mode, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's sold out. It's up. Like, I just found out about it, and it sells out. I'm not sure what is going on with New Age, and all these Seekers they're making that have some transparency to them, and they sell out like that. It's just crazy. But this thing also, you know, in case you just want to know, because it's sold out, the pre-orders, comes with some capes, and it comes with sort of, I guess, kind of like a coronation type set with it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So kind of light on the Legends news. I did talk about these guys in a video, and I did order them from this place called Sure Thing Toys. I have no affiliation with them, by the way. I rolled the dice and literally ordered them while I was putting together my information for last week's news. But now Super 7 is coming out with some pictures of the next wave. And this wave looks cool, man. Looks even cooler than kind of Wave 1, in my opinion. But maybe it's just because I've seen the pictures of the Wave 1 for so much, and now this is something new, and it's new. Everything new is so much cooler than the old. But I really do like this Skyfire Jetfire, and I think it would look really good on my Legends shelf, so I'd have to get one in the package and then get an extra one to open. But hopefully this Sure Thing Toys gets these in and sells them for a decent price, and I don't have to pay $20 a piece for these guys. And if 6 were in Wave 1, they're only showing 4 here, so what are the other 2 in Wave 2, or will we get carryover figures in the Wave? I don't know any of this yet, but these all look great. So we've got Skyfire, and we've got Grimlock, and an appropriate, I don't know, semi-appropriately sized Rumble, and they called it Rumble. And we also have Shrapnel, Anyway, all these look great. All these look super G1. All these look super tuned. Can't wait to see them on the card backs. So we got some new pictures of Leader Class Doubledealer here. And he looks good in his package. You can see by this package how big he really is. How big he is not. We're getting used to that though. So he's going to have this giant missile to offset the fact that he's not really that big. He's only going to be slightly bigger than Voyager. We're going to get the old Ultra Magnus treatment, but that's better than nothing, I guess, if you look at it like that. And, you know, pictures of all the modes on the back. So the packaging looks okay. And, of course, there's more actual pictures of the figure. So you got, like, the two bombs in there. Well, the bomb and the gun. And I don't know if they connect, which it looks like the bomb and the gun connect. I don't know anything about the G1 toy. I don't have the G1 toy. It's something I just don't know anything about. So it feels like an all-new character to me in a way. But, anyhow. We've got the bird mode. So here he is in his bird mode, which is, of course, since I didn't know anything about the character, the bird mode is something new to me. Looks good. Looks okay, I guess. Kind of has that whole vibe of the Wingspan from the Wingspan and Pounce kind of thing. And here's the tank. And again, here's the tank. Yeah. That's what I remember it looking like in the pictures. So looking at this Netflix reissue figures, and this is Scrap Face. So here's kind of my question about this character. This is really... Okay, so it was originally called Reflector. They had to rename it to Refractor. Now in this Netflix series thing, he's called Scrap Face as a new character. Are you keeping up with me? And then you're going to have to buy 3 of them to make a camera. Not a gun, a camera. So... I don't know anything about the character. I haven't watched this show. It's not out yet, I don't think. But is this something people are interested? Are you wanting to get a third form of this refractor? And are you wanting to do it at an extreme premium? So out of this whole Netflix line, somebody actually brought something up somewhere talking about how this Hot Link figure would make an excellent version of Skywarp. And I'm thinking it's kind of a bit of a stretch, in my opinion. But if you don't want to spend people are asking like $100 for Skywarp now, because it was $50 for basically a Seeker with a couple of other figures you don't want, and I think that was a bit of, I don't know. I think we'll get an Earthrise Skywarp, but if you want Skywarp in the Tetrajet, the Hot Link is probably the closest you'll get without having to spend too ridiculous of money. But to play with your emotions just a little bit more, we did get this guy, and Canada had this one up for pre-order on the Canada Toys R Us, and almost instantaneously sold out of this guy again. I know it was a Target exclusive for a while, I mean the red and the Target exclusive, but sold out again. Here's another picture of the Hound. And with this Netflix series, this Hound looks the same, but he has some slight paint variation, like in the feet and a few other places. Just, in my opinion, the least impressive and the most lackluster of the set. And more pictures of this Mirage, and it's kind of like a Nemesis type Mirage. I want to say, all of these figures I'm showing you had like 6 pictures or 4 pictures or whatever. I'm just picking the one I think is the most different from what we've seen in the past. And so, yep, there's this guy. So there's a Takara Tommy Mall exclusive Nemesis Prime. And that's what it looks like in the packaging. Also, we've got him in some comparisons to the regular Siege Prime. So again, we're getting the repaints of the Siege one. And I think everybody is really starting to like the Earthrise one better than the Siege one. They each have their pluses and their minuses, and neither are perfect, and neither are horrible. They're both decent. But I would think at this point, most people are holding out for Earthrise repaints. And speaking of more repaints and figures. Now, I also have this in-package shot of Megatron. Now, I started to wonder, like, we know we're getting a new Megatron, we got the cartoon version, so what would make this one special? And it's got like a metallic paint to it. Like, it really looks metallic to me. From this picture, maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me, or my mind is playing tricks on me, but it does look metallic, and I don't know what the whole scratching and the lines and the R on his chest. I don't know anything about that yet. I mean, I'm sure that's going to come up in the Netflix show or original series, but I could kind of see why people would want this one. And before we get into some Star Wars news, I do want to talk real quick about TF Source has this tournament star $99.99, and this is a stylized take on Sixshot, and from what everybody tells me, it is built well, it works well, the transformation is smooth and easy, it's a good figure, solid. I've never handled it. I'm really not interested. I think I'm just happy with my Fans Toys one, even though this character would lend itself to buying multiple different versions from multiple companies, simply so that you could have it in different modes. But if that's something you're into, I don't know if this sale's going to last much longer. So the Hot Toys is coming out with the Mandalorian in his upgraded armor, and it looks really good. And it comes with a child and all that. I want to say, when I first saw it, and I actually clicked on this, and I was reading about it, I thought it was Black Series. I thought it was, I mean, I expect this to come. This is the next Black Series, of course. And then it dawned on me, this isn't Black Series. This is Mandalorian. And so I was a little disappointed that it was not Black Series, not because it's a bad figure, because it looks great, because it's $300. I was like, oh, man. And then I think there's another version of this. Yeah, there is. So I think the first one is like $269. And then this is the deluxe, that's $313. Either way you slice it, those $300 figures. And if you're into Hot Toys, and if you're all about the doll life, then this is for you. They look good. Seeing this makes me realize why people like the Hot Toys, because it looks so perfect and lifelike. It's just amazing. But, you know, I'm barely in on Black Series 6-inch. I really, still, my heart lies in the 3.75 inch scale. But my heart still lies a little bit in the Black Series 6-inch. As long as I keep it going, I think I like it. And there was an opportunity to reorder these gaming greats. And I think the window opened for 30 seconds. I don't know. Because now they're on back order. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know when the opportunity will reopen, but now there are massive discounts. If you order so much, you get like 10 off, and then 10 off 50, and so much off 75, and then like 25% off of 100 of pre-orders and orders of in stock. So it's interesting how GameStop's got this sale going on the products that you can't order. It's crazy. So we are seeing some change up at Hasbro. Mark Boudreau, who is the guy who's responsible for working on every single Millennium Falcon and did the only successful historic HasLab project. So far, the Cell Barge is the only HasLab project that's actually seen its way all the way to fruition. We actually have that in hand. We don't have Unicron yet. I mean, I know we've paid for it, but we don't have it yet. And there's no other project that's officially been announced past that. And so with this, he's leaving the company, and that kind of bothers me in a way. And I started to wonder why. Oh, it's just time for retirement. I'm just done. You know, I've done my 35 or 40 something, 42, 43 years. That makes sense, I guess. But then again, I see this. So Hasbro's now making a 9.5 inch line of figures that's a 4 POA, and I don't know, who is this for? My kids don't like it. They don't want this stuff. I mean, this is basically saying the cheap shampoo bottle 12 inch figures. Let's make them 9.5 now. So they don't match anything. And I guess they match Masterpiece scale of Transformers. I don't know. This is weird. And Mark Pedro's leaving, and Hasbro's just doing more nonsense. Because they can't give away for free the 5.5-inch line that they started. They plague shelves. Nobody wants them. No kids, no collectors. I mean, I'm sure people picked them up and said, hey, this might be cool. And I bet you everyone at the bottom regrets it. But this is another thing that's going to clog up distribution. And guess what? When we're waiting for a case of Black Series or Vintage Collection, we're going to get 2, 3, 4, or 5 of these arriving at your store. And nothing worthwhile. This is bad business, bad decisions. And I know if you ask Mark Pedro, he would tell you, no, that's not going to sell. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So anyway, I'm not really hating on Hasbro, but now with all the stuff that's going on, Hasbro is actually going to be working from home. So the people that are executives and all the people doing their jobs with Hasbro are going to be working from home. If we're already having a hard time getting product, and even though production's revving up in China, we're still going to have more trouble now because they're all working from home. I mean, can you really do your job 100% from home? Maybe you can get half of your tasks done from home. I'm not against it. I'm just saying that we're going to see even more slowdown. If you're already kind of frustrated because you can't find product on the shelf, which I'm sure you're frustrated from other issues, but it's just going to be that much longer. August, September, October, till we start seeing new stuff. So Rosario Dawson is an actress that's supposed to portray Ahsoka in season 2 of The Mandalorian. So interesting to see how they're going to work her in. Interesting to see how this actress portrays her. And it's kind of interesting that nobody really knew about this until now. Even though the season's already been filmed and it's in editing and post-production and all of that, hey, this is interesting. It's kind of exciting. I mean, I never really was super hyped about that particular character, but I know a lot of people who are, and now this is sort of old school canon now. So I'm kind of excited to see how it goes. So let me know what you think about this week's weekly news and review. What else went on out there this week that I didn't cover or talk about? Anything exciting that I missed? Because guess what? I do really, genuinely want to know what else is going on out there. Like, subscribe. Titanium Hanger out.